It's the way Singapore wakes up. Wake up, Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman.
Wake up in the morning feeling like
Kiss 92's Big Show.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to Thursday's edition of The Big Show. We have with us our career strategist from Career Agility International, Mr. Adrian Choo with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Glenn, and good morning, all of Singapore, all our listeners on Kiss 92 FM. How many days away are we from Christmas?
I don't know about Christmas, but we're 25 days away from 2024.
Oh, wow.
So we're like
18 days.
18 days, 25 minus 7, 18 days. But you are a strategist, so today we're strategizing, right?
Yes, correct. In fact, the big question a lot of people are asking, and I'm asking myself now, is where did 2023 go?
Yeah.
It was so fast, wasn't it?
Disappeared.
Yeah.
And 2024 is just going to come like that. I just went for my dental appointment the other day, and I already made my dental appointment for May.
Oh, wow.
And you know, before I know it, I'll be there again. It's like, it'll be mid-year, 2024.
So love every moment.
That's true.
Time flies.
That's true. And even as 2023 comes to a close, we need to start thinking about what's going to happen to our careers, to our work life in 2024. Because the best time to start planning for next year is during this period where it's quiet, where it's a bit less of a hectic schedule that we're all facing.
Right.
So today we wanted to just think about what shall we be talking about and thinking about as we are planning for 2024.
Right.
Okay.
And speaking of 2024, January 13th, 2024, you will be conducting a course.
Yes, it'll be a full-day workshop over here at SPH Auditorium itself, together with Super Coach Yen. So the two of us, we're gonna have a full-day session here. We're gonna share our ideas about how you can accelerate your career, how you can land your dream job, and also how do you get promoted. So all the topics that we've been talking about on air for the past 4 years that we've been on this show.
Okay.
It's been 4 years. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. It's and there are things that we couldn't really talk about on air. Either not enough time or maybe politically incorrect. So, so we're going to share all the secrets about how do you get promoted and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting.
So I would say today's show is a little snippet of what they can expect on January the 13th, right? Because you're going to talk about how to get that promotion, how to plan your career strategy for the year.
Achieving career success.
Yeah.
Achieving career success, yeah. So on January 13th next year, tickets are available at our website, careeragility.org/happy at work, and early bird coupons as well. So hurry up, just jump on the website and book your seats now. In fact, you can bring your spouse along or your friends along as well.
Okay.
There
Sounds
you go.
like a fun
You heard it from AdrianChoo.com, everybody. I was about to say, you want to get your tickets? Log on to AdrianChoo.com.
No.
Actually, maybe you should.
I should start my
Yeah,
own.
so easy to remember as well. Everything AdrianChoo.com. AdrianChoo.com.
Yeah, it is easy because everyone knows his name.
Glenong.com. No.
You don't have a glenong.com?
No, I don't have it.
I would have thought you did.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, now he's thinking about it going,
Yeah, he's thinking about it now.
why don't I have a website?
All right, okay. We'll continue to talk to Adrian on The Big Show TV. Meantime, here's someone who's really hot right now. Jungkook, standing next to you on Kiss 92.
So, Adrian, if we're talking about planning for next year, I mean, what does everybody want in a new year, right? You want more pay, you want better benefit, you want a better job,
Yeah,
right?
correct. But the big question always is, what is a better job?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because the
More money,
the
more responsibility.
The most common factors people think about when you talk about better job is I want more money, I want a bigger job title,
Less responsibility, less work.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's what we always say. Something's got to give. I mean, if you want a bigger job, more money, you're going to put in more effort. More time's going to be taken up. But for some people, their idea of a better job may not be in terms of more money or more work. It could be less work or even less money.
Yeah, but I mean, is it more natural, like as you grow older, to want to do more or to want to relax and do less?
I don't know. We'll ask FD.
Okay, you go through phases.
Yeah.
There's your 30s where you want to do more, you want to achieve more, Then 40s you start to cement the dream. You've reached where you want to go. 50s you start to you want to reprove yourself.
What?
And then
Is
when
that
you
true?
hit
No.
then when you hit your 60s, you start to okay, I'm done. I can relax.
So you're done proving yourself, basically.
I don't need to prove myself.
I don't
when-
need to. I'm in my
don't need-
40s. I don't feel like I need to
Yeah.
prove myself.
So when does this midlife crisis kick in?
For me, it happened when I was about 44, 45.
Okay.
Why though?
You start to feel old. You question your... Is relativity the right word? Whether you're relative or not. You question whether...
And that's because you start to feel old.
Yeah.
Right.
You question whether you can keep up with the younger ones that are coming out of the schools and coming into the industry. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel that way sometimes as well, but I don't think I've ever hit a midlife crisis.
It's
Yeah.
scary as hell.
I'm sure. I don't think
Scary
I've
as hell.
ever-
And we
Knock
should,
on
right? We
wood.
should have already,
I
right?
don't know if everyone gets it. That's the thing.
I think not.
you know?
If you're supremely confident in yourself, you
yeah,
won't.
and if you're
know.
happy with where you are,
where you are, you won't.
What do you think, Adrian? I'm sure you've come across many people who have hit like this midlife crisis.
Well, if it's a career crossroad and they're figuring out what, I think that's very common. But the crisis, maybe not crisis. Maybe just mid-career.
What about people quitting their jobs in their mid-40s? That would
sure
be a
there
crisis.
are, right?
We've seen that. But, you
Yeah.
know, it's whenever there's a midlife crisis, we always have this idea of someone going out and buying a sports car.
Yeah.
But something drastic. But I think it's maybe not, if you manage your career strategy correctly, you probably will not hit the crisis level. So, but you know, sometimes it's not you. Sometimes the environment foists itself on you. Like, for instance, suddenly there's a 2008 great financial crisis, right?
yeah.
And then sometimes like SARS. So sometimes our careers are put on hold. And not through our doing. And that
Environmental.
triggers, that triggers a career crisis as well.
Yeah.
So the best thing you have to do is to be prepared for such contingencies, have the backup plan. And one thing I always tell people I meet is, you know, what happens if you get retrenched tomorrow? Worst case scenario. Do you have a plan? What if one morning you go to work and you receive an email from HR and the boss saying, can you drop by our office at 5 p.m. today? We need to discuss.
And bring a box.
Well, to bring a box, that's it, man.
Bring a box.
I don't think that'd be so cool. But that happens, right?
Yeah.
So then the question is, what are you going to do? Do you have a backup plan? And if you don't have a backup plan, and if you don't have enough money to last you 3 to 6 months, then a crisis could happen. So that's why we always say, have that career strategy first, and figure out your backup plans, figure out your exit strategies, and then you'll have more confidence in doing your work and more confidence at the job.
What if someone comes up to you, Adrian, and goes like, okay, I have $100,000. I mean, not like a financial advisor or whatever, but I'm sure you can. Like if someone just comes up to you, starts talking about his career and all that, and just goes like, you know, Adrian, I've got like 100,000, just 100,000, not like 100 million or whatever, or a million, but $100,000.
In the bank.
How would you advise me to just invest in this 100? Can you help me
Are you that person?
plan something?
I'm not
No,
that
right?
person. I'm
No.
terrible at buying stocks and shares. So
Right.
I have this magic touch where whatever I touch, it goes down. So
But do you
it's
work with
terrible.
people who, you know, say financial advisors and all that, whom you would vouch for and recommend your clients to go see? Or
Not really. Not
Okay,
really.
No,
all right,
right.
Because,
okay.
yeah,
It's
that's not
tough,
our
right?
expertise.
It's tough,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because and moreover, you point to someone, and then if it doesn't work out, they're going to come back and say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you push someone, it seems like you're getting a commission or something
Yeah.
out of
Yeah,
it, you
yeah,
know?
you don't.
Because
So I
you
was
would
just
think,
wondering.
right? I mean, you've got like this little amount and you want to give it to someone and you go like, okay, make it grow for me.
Yeah.
But not so much that, you know, I have to leave it in there for the next 10 years or make it grow for me instantly.
I think that there's no instant get rich quick scheme, you know?
That's risk profiling, or it's a whole different
But there are
thing.
people
Yeah,
out there that
yeah.
can do it for you, but
Yeah.
immediately is a bit. Otherwise, everybody would be doing it,
Yeah,
you know?
immediately means you are a very high risk taker.
Right.
Yeah.
But just for
Yeah.
fun,
Very high.
hey, what do you guys think? $100,000, what would you do? How would you invest 100,000? I mean, let us know on Facebook.
they'll be
Facebook.
interesting.
Well,
Just
I
tell us.
know metals are doing very well now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Bitcoin obviously is doing well
Is
as
doing
well.
very well,
Yeah. So
yeah.
those early adopters would
I'm
be
very careful.
would
I
have
just
made-
put in fixed deposits. So
Yeah, there's that as
same
well.
it gets.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, it's the same thing because having money in the bank gives you security, and having career security also means that you know where your next move is going to be, and that's why it's important for us to think about it. And I think one of the biggest challenges we have is that sometimes we are just so busy with our jobs that we don't have time to think about our career. And often, you know, you want to do well, you want to get more money and everything. Sometimes you have to make a drastic pivot out maybe because your industry is under a lot of pressure. Like if you're in retail is getting a lot of pressure now.
Yeah,
course, yeah.
Under so much pressure,
As in
man.
physical retail.
Physical retail,
Yeah,
because
online retail is blowing
because
up.
People are like me. Not people are like me. I'm terrible. Okay,
Finger shoppers.
what I do is I go to the shop. I see the product I want to buy. Right, touch, feel, and everything. I like it. Hey, okay, go online.
And search for something.
And you get
Yeah,
about 10%
you get a discount.
off. You get
Yep.
a discount off. So so the retailers are having a tough time.
But that's what they're going to do. That's going to be the future
I
model
think
where
that's gonna
people
be the
just walk
future
in,
model. Yeah.
feel what they want, and then go
they
online to buy it.
Yeah.
So when that happens, the retail industry may not be that great. So you need to pivot out something else.
They need to stand out some way. You know?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tough though.
Yeah, you can't expect it to be the same. I have a few ideas. I should
Okay.
do that
Okay,
later.
okay.
Okay.
Kiss 92 traffic.
There are a couple of situations you need to look out for. The first is on the KJE towards the BKE after the Woodlands Road exit. A vehicle has broken down. Also on the PIE heading towards the airport after the Bukatima Road exit. Look out for a stationary vehicle. Wherever you are today, stay safe.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is Adrian Choo from Korea Agility International. And if you've tuned on your computer or switched on your computer or switched on your TV and you're watching us on The Big Show TV right now, you will notice that we are all looking like
Festive.
characters from a Christmas TV show.
I'm Angel the reindeer.
I'm the Golden Bunny.
No, I don't think those are bunny ears. Those are antlers.
Those are antlers.
You're the
Oh
golden
my goodness,
antler.
I thought they were bunny
Yeah,
ears.
that would be a different kind of party.
If those were bunny ears, they'd been chewed a lot.
Exactly, different kind of party.
And of course,
Angel the reindeer. I
yes,
already
which
said.
reindeer though?
Angel the reindeer.
Can I have your
How many
red lipstick?
How many times do I have to say it? Why?
Red lipstick.
Oh.
And then, how many of you would like to see Angel use her red lipstick and color her nose
no.
red?
Oh, but not Angel.
He does come up with these ideas without telling anybody.
Right? And FD, who are
FD
you?
is a gremlin, of
No,
course.
actually, I am living proof that plastic surgeons can make your ears bigger.
And of course, we have Adrian Choo, who is Santa today.
Yeah. Merry Christmas to
I'd
all our
much
listeners
rather
out
you be
there.
Santarina. Santa's all right.
Yeah. So today Santa Adrian is giving out good advice, career
Yep.
advice. And, we're talking about as 2023 comes to a close, we have to start planning for 2024. And the year ahead, some people say it's going to be rocky because there's a lot of
Recession.
uncertainty. The war in Ukraine, everyone says it's going to get worse. I know it's been on 2 years plus already. And so we're not out of the woods yet. But it's always good to be prepared. And I'm not a doomsayer, so I don't like to look at things that are going to go wrong. But I think there are pockets of opportunities moving forward in the year ahead. And we need to tune our minds to how do we jump on those opportunities and think about how do I leverage those.
But you were also talking on the Big Show TV about certain industries that may not do so well moving forward, not just next year.
Yeah.
Like retail.
Yeah.
What else can we think of? And Glenn, you said you may have had some ideas.
Just
about
ideas
retail.
about how maybe the retail industry, can refresh
itself.
That's what I was thinking. I tend to think the same story will happen to retail that tried to happen to radio. Video never killed the radio star.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I don't think online is going to kill brick and mortar.
Yeah.
Brick and mortar just needs to reinvent itself.
It's about turning people on.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's
So it's
exactly
like even
what
the
it is.
retail
That's true.
sector. So how do you turn your
Customers on.
And it's
Yes.
experience,
Yeah,
right?
again.
And it's experience, right?
Yeah.
It's,
Yes.
it's the retail experience.
It's experiential.
And you
Experiential, yeah.
cannot get anything like it online.
No, you can't.
There's nothing like walking into a store, good service,
Yeah.
touching and feeling.
Yes.
Post customer service as well,
Yeah.
after sale service.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get that
that's true.
on the internet.
That's true. So if you're in spaces like that, then but some industries are traditionally thin margins, like manufacturing,
F&B.
F&B, stuff. So if you really want to have a salary bump, and if your skills are not so focused on the technicalities itself, for instance, if you are in HR or a finance person in that industry, and if you want a salary bump, then you might want to consider pivoting out of that industry to something a bit better And that's where a lot of our clients experience a salary increase.
When they change
When
industries.
they change industries. But however, if you're too deep into it already, then and if you find you can't extricate yourself from it, then that's probably a time where you have to re-strategize in terms of what are the skill sets you might require, and you might have to upskill, cross-skill.
What about those that want to quit their jobs altogether and start their own businesses? Because that's also pivoting, isn't it? And we've seen a lot of people kind of come out of the financial industry and go into home baking or, making candles or,
But
doing
a lot of these
their own
people
stuff.
do it because they're tired of their corporate jobs.
Well,
Or they're passionate about creating their own business or working for themselves because they're tired
yeah.
of working for someone else.
There's
as
a
well.
story in the papers today. People went out of the financial industry and became hawkers.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we met,
Yeah.
and I met them last night as well at the
Evelyn
DBS
and
Perspectives
somebody,
musical
Samuel?
tribute to
Yeah.
hawkers. Yeah, Samuel and Elaine.
Elaine, that's
Yeah.
right. Elaine,
Yes.
yes. Yeah.
Morning, guys.
So she was in the financial industry.
Correct.
And they pivoted out and became hawkers, and
Yeah.
they're loving
Yeah.
it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Whatever turns you on, I say.
Yeah. Has to be financially viable as well. You can't just
Yes.
do it, unless you have deep pockets.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue to talk to Adrian on the Big Show TV. On the Big Show, it is 8:16.
Kiss 92 time check brought
On the Big Show TV.
Yes. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Same thing.
But pivoting into doing your own business, it's oftentimes more romantic.
You're right.
It
That's a
seems the reality
story,
is,
right?
Yeah, but the reality is it's a lot of hard work and failure rate is very high. So for our listeners out there, if you're thinking of starting your own business, what we always say is you trial run, incubate on the side, start small scale. I mean, don't just quit your job and just jump in.
Yeah.
It'll be a very expensive fling.
And don't expand too quickly. I feel people tend to, they get funding and all that, and they expand so quickly.
yeah.
Their burn rate is so high,
Yeah.
and before you know it, they've no more money left.
Yeah.
Go really lean.
And I always say to entrepreneurs, people who want to be entrepreneurs, is you go have that solid business idea first.
Yeah.
You don't decide I want to be an entrepreneur and then you look for business ideas to run. You need to have the domain expertise or product that you're already familiar with, and then you push it rather than I want to do. So when you watch Shark Tank, Mark Cuban,
And he's going to leave the show.
Who's leaving?
Yeah, leaving the show.
he's made too much money already. So Mark Cuban once said, there's a difference between an entrepreneur and a one-entrepreneur. So one-entrepreneur is someone who just wants to be an entrepreneur.
Wants to be called and known as, right? Yeah.
And then he just goes out and looks for stuff to do. That's a bit higher risk. So he says, what he says is always have an idea, trial run it, make sure it's a sound idea, and then you quit your job. But
Yeah.
don't just quit your job and want to be an entrepreneur and find something to do.
And I feel like one thing you need to know when you want to be an entrepreneur and you have the sort of gumption to become an entrepreneur is to not expect to get paid for the first couple of years.
yeah.
No, yeah, of course.
You don't pay yourself. You're not going in there to make the money.
Yeah.
It'll come later.
It'll come much later.
It has to come with the passion
And,
first.
but if you do, then that's cherry on a cake.
Fantastic,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
But it is a long journey.
Yeah, I think a lot of people also go into business. They've got an idea, but they don't do enough research
yeah.
before they open a business up. I think
Focus
you need
groups.
to do a lot of research. Is there a niche for your business?
And the thing which I always believe is the question about whether or not your business is viable is whether or not, as you're testing it, is there someone who is actually willing to pay money for it?
Yeah.
Because it's one thing
And
I give to a
not
friend.
friends, families, and
Yeah, yeah,
fools,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's just not those
like
people.
that. So otherwise it's like, I give you this service or this product, and then it's great, but it's $400. It's like, oh no, I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
So people will like it, say nice things, but are they willing to part with their money for the service? And if they do, I think you're onto something. But if everyone tells you it's great, the adoption rate is very high, but the moment you say, I'm going to charge
much
money
it
for
is,
it, how much it is, then I don't want it anymore. Then that's the first sign that even if your relatives don't want to pay for it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
then something's going to be...
Strangers are going to
Yeah.
find it even harder to part money.
Unless you have cheapskate relatives.
Yeah. Which a lot of people do as well. They're like, I'm family, why are you charging me?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So that's why. So it's not as easy to pivot into something like that. But if it's your plan in 2024 to do something like that, then you need a strategy once again. You might have to incubate it on the side even as you're running your job, your work. And that once again requires strategy. That's why on the 13th of January next year at our event, we're going to do the full day workshop. We're going to talk about career strategies also if you are thinking about starting a business. So it's not just about corporate, everything else. When we talk about careers, it's always very well-rounded concept.
Okay. Yeah.
But you said yourself just now that 2024, seems like it's going to be a little bit
It's going to be a tough year.
Difficult.
tough.
Yeah.
So, to me, it's like if you're thinking of, or anyone who's thinking of, quitting their jobs and starting their own business next year.
Hold on to what you have now.
Yeah, right.
That's true.
Yeah. Is that? Would you tell people that?
You got to be careful.
I think, but you know what? If you have that $1 million idea and you trial run it, you've pushed it out to the market and people like it, people are paying money for it, then go ahead. No, don't wait.
But will
sometimes.
people still be paying money in 2024
That's
when
a good
things are tough for
question.
everybody
That's a
else?
good
You know what I
question.
mean? Will they
That's a
be
good question.
spending?
And sometimes you don't know until you try it. So for myself, when I started Career Agility, I had this idea back in 2012 to start a company like Career Agility. And when I told people about it at the time, they all laughed at me. They said, "What? Seriously? You want to be a career coach? You want to expect people to pay you money for advice?" And I said, "No, I believe there's no market now, but I believe there'll be a market if you're good enough." So it took me 6 years, 2018, before I started Career Agility together with Ian. And it took that amount of time for me to do the groundwork, to test the market, to build a brand. And I didn't really know whether it would work until I left my corporate job and I jumped into this 6
And
years
I think
ago.
what you did is you kind of plugged a gap, and you
Yeah.
created the hype that you made people realize that they do need this. Like
Yeah.
you always say, you go for a medical checkup, you go for a mental wellness checkup, a mental health checkup. You also need a career checkup. And
Yeah.
you've created that sort of want.
Yeah.
And people finally realize, this is something I need to do as well. I need to keep tabs on it.
Yeah. Because we all are living longer and we are working longer. So the career longevity issue is something we have to think about because, folks like us, like yourself, Andy, are you planning to retire anytime soon?
Hell no.
There
You're
you
going to go all the way, right? All
He's
the
got
way.
nothing else to do. That's why.
Yeah.
I keep on saying that, right? There's a bunch of people out there who just basically live to work. You know what I mean? And there are also people who have hobbies and stuff like that. And I think it's the people who have interests outside of work who perhaps maybe will consider retiring
Yeah.
at some point.
At some
But
point.
if you really don't have anything, why would you retire?
Why
if
would
I
you- yeah,
if I
sure.
didn't have interests, I will probably also want to work till I die.
Yeah.
But that's quite sad, right?
But there are a lot
No,
of things
but it's
you want
not,
to do.
you see.
Huh?
It's not. As long as you can get up at 4:15 in the morning and go, I'm going to the studio.
Because you're old already, you
No.
will wake up at 4:15 in the morning. 3 a.m.
No,
you're
but
up
it's
already, I
but
think.
it's the words.
Huh?
I'm heading into the studio for the show. I'm not going to work.
Yeah.
This has never been work for me.
This is, yeah.
Okay.
It's not work. And I think that is the secret. That's why I can say I don't want to retire.
Then outside
because
of this-
I'm not working.
Outside of the
But
4
you've-
hours, I
you
think
also
that's
have
what
your
he's saying.
other work, right?
But I have set up a company with people I trust who can run it.
Yeah.
That kind of burden does not fall so much on myself.
If you had a hobby, what would it be?
So funny that he's looking so serious with the big ears. on.
I mean, if you had
If
all
there's
the
one
free
thing
time,
I would want to take up, it would be painting.
painting. Oh
Painting.
wow, okay.
I would want to
Like,
take up
why the
painting.
hell aren't you like traveling the world
Yeah.
with your wife
This
at this
is what
point?
both of you should
That's
be
the
doing.
thing I'm thinking, right?
I keep
No.
saying you
I
love
would.
traveling. Yeah, I would as well.
That's for you guys. That's what
But
you guys
do
like.
want to travel.
I
don't
do
you?
travel. I do
Barely.
travel. No, I do
That- so
travel. and
when
it's
when
enough
when
for
are
me.
you going to do that? As in, like,
We're doing
do
a
you
big
want-
trip in March, for example.
Okay.
No, he's talking about without the radio, right? Or like,
Yeah, like
go on a trip.
Yeah, like just no more work. Just like traveling
Travel,
the
yeah.
world. Maybe going on a cruise.
Around the world.
A few cruises, like a couple of cruises a year.
No,
and
we
just
we
enjoying
do
yourself.
our holidays. We have our family. We're a close knit family. We have our family. We do our holidays when we do them, and it works for us.
So you don't need to do more than that.
It works for us. So why fix what's not broken?
Yeah, and he's happy doing it as
Yeah,
well.
exactly. So you don't fix what's not broken. And this is something that's I feel is very important to your career. Don't try and fix something that's not broken.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I think I want a new job.
I'm
I'm bored and
bored.
whatever. Stop. Take a minute. Take a couple of steps back. Is it really broken? If it's not broken, don't try and fix it.
But sometimes you need to break it.
You do.
there.
Sometimes you do need to break it if you're in an industry or if you're in a job where there's no longevity. So when we go back on air, I'll just share a story with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Stand by.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the TPE towards the PIE right before the KPE exit, avoid lanes 3 as well as 4. An accident has been reported. Also, a vehicle is broken down on the PIE heading towards the airport before Simei Avenue. Look out for those situations and stay safe.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. I just want to tell everybody yesterday I watched another Bollywood movie.
Of course you do.
wow.
You're-
Starring VJ as well.
It's come
and
back.
it's called Raw Beast.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
I just want to appeal.
Really good show.
I want to appeal to the Indian embassy here. Can we just give this guy the passport?
Thank you.
PR. No
Now,
need
where
passport.
should I go
Oh, PR,
first? Mumbai. I've
Oh
not
my
been
gosh,
to India.
you
I've never
would
been to
love
India.
Bombay.
I would like to one day speak to Amitabh Bachchan.
Okay.
Because I've already spoken to Amir Khan.
Nice.
And when I interviewed him and I hosted his event, I had no idea he was so big.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're
he's
huge,
huge.
man.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
wondering why there are like 100,000 people waiting outside of Marina Bay Sands.
When it comes
Who is
to
this?
ball- yep.
Who is this
America.
fella?
Fla.
Yeah.
Fla.
Now I know.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're huge.
good.
They
Okay.
are huge.
They're massive.
All right.
Okay, we're talking to Adrian Choo, our career strategist for Happy at Work Thursday, and today is all about planning 2024.
Yeah, and we were talking off air just now about if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But sometimes you have to break it. Sometimes the job you're in. So I
How
once
do you
met-
know?
So I once met this individual 4 years back. Okay, and she was a technology program manager, and the company came across some very tough times, and there was a lot of retrenchments going on. But the bosses liked her. So the bosses kept her on board, but not as a program manager, but as a general project manager. But the original scope went away from technology to maybe the office needs a bit of improvement. Maybe the pantry needs to be stocked up. Maybe, and she loved it. She said, "It's fantastic. No, I'm being paid my old salary, and I'm not doing real work. This is fun." And she sat a bit too long into that role. She spent 3 years in that role.
Okay.
And ultimately, when the bosses couldn't keep her anymore and they retrenched her, she couldn't find a job because her skills were obsolete.
So they were downgraded almost.
Yeah.
But
Right.
she was enjoying herself for that 3 years, and she said, "No, it's not. Things are going well for me, but are they?"
Yeah.
So when I asked her, what's your job description? What do you do? She said, "Oh, I stock up the pantry. I make sure that the receptionist comes to work on time." I said, "But hey, what technology stuff have you been doing?" And she said, "No, nothing much." So I asked her, have you had any achievement? What's your proudest achievement in the past year? And she said, "I won an award from the CEO." I said, "Wow, that sounds good.
Yeah.
What do you do?" "Oh, because I organized the dinner and dance, and the CEO loved it, so I got an award for it." So
Hard to take that to another company.
it's hard to take it. But the point is this: sometimes you may think you're in a good place, but you really need to look long and hard whether or not it's moving in the right direction, whether there's career longevity in your role.
Yeah, I feel a lot of people are quite myopic. They don't see the bigger picture. They just, like this lady, she just thought, okay, today I'm really happy because I'm being overpaid and underworked.
Yeah.
I'm stocking the pantry and I've
Yeah.
got so much free time and I'm
Yeah.
organizing this and that.
Just complacent.
Yeah, but then when you come out of that
Yeah.
role, going to another company, you're like, oh
Correct.
crap, I have not upgraded my skills. The real world does not want what I do. So they don't see the bigger picture.
That's true. That's why we need to do, like what you said earlier, a career checkup. And at the event on the 13th of January, we're actually launching our book, My Career Journal.
Oh, nice.
We have a career checkup checklist in there, career health checklist. So we're going to run through it with our participants as well. So and I think we need to look at our career as a more like through lens of health. How healthy can we stay? How long can we be in the role, and how long can we enjoy it? Because health is important.
And you must always have a backup plan. Like, for example,
Yeah.
FD, I'm sure he doesn't have a backup plan. So if tomorrow, let's say, what gives you a call? Okay, FD, we don't need your services anymore. What will
I
you
do have a backup plan.
What?
His business is
I
a
have
backup
my
plan.
I have my business. That is my backup plan. I
That's
came
an
into
idea.
here with a backup plan.
Oh.
Nice.
I've had a
But then
backup.
you're letting everybody run it already, what? That means to say you're just going to go in, sit down, have a coffee, and just like supervise everybody.
If I part own a company, and that is my backup plan, I don't have to go in
Yeah.
and poke my nose where it isn't needed.
Right. So that's your backup plan. But it's so boring compared to.
Oh my
to this.
gosh,
It's only boring
Ken.
for
Okay,
you.
so I want to
Stop
see your plan.
shooting
So
him
what about
down.
you?
No,
Tomorrow,
it's
let's
only-
say what gives you a call and goes like, okay, Angel, you have no job already. What's your backup plan?
Oh, I have a backup plan, but I'm not letting you know what it is because
You see?
I'm building it. No. I cannot let you know because I'm building it in the background.
Okay.
And this is something
But it'll
that
be not a problem.
Passive income, no problem.
Not a problem.
No
Yeah,
problem
you ask
at
me,
all.
ask me, ask
So-
me.
Okay, what is
What's
your
your
backup
backup
plan,
plan?
Glenn?
Gigolo straight away.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
With those gold antlers, I think you'll make
You
quite a bit
must
of money.
have the backup plan.
I'm thinking $65 an hour. Why not?
That's it. Oh my God.
I
Cheap
got no
date.
choice. I'll take
Okay.
it. $50, so I'll go like sold.
Okay, so we're talking to Adrian Choo, and I just want to talk about his workshop next week. It is called the next year, the Career Success Workshop, happening at the SPH Auditorium on the 13th of January. If you go to careeragility.org, you scroll down the page, you will see our lovely picture here in the KISS 92 studio, the Career Success Workshop. Click on more details, and you'll be able to buy your tickets. And it includes full-day workshop, lunch, breakfast, tea, a career journal, assessment tools, and an online course worth close to $200. That's
Wow.
very, very cool.
Book now.
Yes, early bird price at $180.
All right, up next, Zara Larson. This is Memory Lane on KISS 92.
You know, Adrian, for those going into 2024, right? They're in a job now because they need a job. They need the security of a regular income. But they have a dream job. Can I don't want to say create a need. Can I engineer it?
Yeah, and I like that word because a lot of times people wait for the dream job to drop out from the sky and land on their lap, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't know what you want more of or what you want less of, what is that dream job?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you have an idea about your dream job and engineer it in a sense that I know this company actually needs this thing to be done and I'm very good at doing that and I would love to work for that company. How do I engineer myself to get into the hiring manager's radar, things like that. So you're right. You have to engineer and create the opportunities rather than just passively wait for it to happen.
Okay, but a lot of people are not going to understand that.
Yeah.
What do you mean by engineer?
Yeah. So if you have so for instance, when I was headhunting and I wanted to understand how a career coaching business worked, so I knew that my gap back in 2015 was to get into a career coaching company,
Okay.
so that I could learn so that I could learn the ropes. And I looked around and there were 3 career coaching companies at the time.
Only.
Yeah. But these were the big multinational ones,
Okay.
not the small. So I engineered my way into one of them, the previous company I was with. I engineered my way by connecting to the MD of Singapore office. And because I'd written a book at the time, I gave him the book. And then we became friends. Then we became beer buddies after a while. And then 6 months later, when I decided that it was time to move, and I asked him, I said, hey, do you have a requirement, as a business? I heard your BD director just left. And he said, hey, you want to join me? And I said, oh, sure, okay. So there was one of those non-interview type of things. So I engineered, it took me 6 months to engineer.
You manifested it and you created a path.
Yeah, we created a path. If I had just waited for an opening to pop up, I may not have gotten a role. So that's why it's important to have that longer term thinking, where you want to be, what you want to do, what you don't want to do,
Absolutely.
which company, and then you work your way towards it. So we're going to talk about these things at the event itself.
And you always stress about the importance of networking.
Yes.
You always say how important that is.
It's critical.
And it brings me back to the whole myopic thing, because people think it's just the here and now, when you have to create that relationship with people long term to be able
Yes.
to get something back.
Yeah.
You can't just think I'm going to be introduced to someone today and I'm going to get something out of it next week.
And this is something I found with younger people. Developing relationships.
It's very hard for them.
Very hard for them.
You know why? Because they are honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
And they find it
sometimes-
very hard to be fake. In this industry that we are in, I mean, in all the industries, that we're talking about, many a time we come across people whom you know are just doing it for networking purposes.
Yeah.
And how sincere are they? So
Yeah.
the younger generation, if you ask me, are more sincere.
Authentic,
They're
yeah.
more authentic. They can't make themselves do it. You know? So as much as networking is important, I do believe that there are some people who can come across as sincere,
Oh,
but
yeah.
others, you know,
Can't.
just can't pull it
Just
off.
can't
Just
pull it
don't
off.
do it.
And that's
yeah.
the thing. So it might do them more damage than good, actually.
So that's why I think it's better to have quality networking than quantity networking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's
So-
not about how many people, it's who you network with.
Who you can help and who can help you, and it becomes an ecosystem.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the people which I help could be the people who could help Angel as well in her business.
Yeah.
So it's about sharing the context. So networking is another strategy which is important. And if you look at all the successful people in your life, the business owners, the big bosses and everything, they are very well networked.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, they're always well networked.
I want to go back to you saying sharing your contacts, because a lot of people I find in Singapore are very selfish with doing introductions, and I don't see why, because there is a way to cold connect to somebody,
Yeah.
and there is a warm connect.
Yeah.
You know, and why do people try and keep all these contacts to themselves when there's enough for everybody?
And you're right. And there's one thing I really like about you and what you've done is that you're always very generous with your contact sharing. Remember when you were talking about people, I know someone who can help
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
That's what you do all the time.
Yeah.
Angel.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why it's paying it forward.
Because it's not my contact to keep.
And
You know
it
what I
doesn't
mean?
cost you anything.
No,
also,
it doesn't.
Right?
Yeah,
But the
it doesn't.
goodwill, you're paying it forward,
Yeah.
generates. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
So there are networking strategies. Maybe we can do a topic like this next year
Yeah.
as well.
It would be
sure,
good.
For sure.
It would be
so
good.
you know, on our Facebook, Cheyenne actually put up, how would you invest the 100K? And our listeners have come back to us. Somebody said, capital for a small business as a starter, at least 50% they would put into it. Someone else would say invest in property. Ben Lu says play golf. Crystal says invest in family and traveling.
How do you invest in property with just 100,000?
Well, it may not be property in Singapore.
Yeah. It
It
doesn't
may
have
be
to
overseas as well.
If you remember a few years ago, people weren't investing in property in Singapore. Everybody was investing in
Malaysia.
London.
Yeah,
Then
oh,
it
in
was
Malaysia.
Malaysia.
But still, it's only 100,000.
You can still can.
Still
100,000 can get you
man.
stuff in. It could
It
be a
depends
down
on where you
down
are.
payment, not a full up cash payment. You know.
It really depends.
Salil has said buy a house in Phuket.
Yep.
Oh,
100,000? Really?
Possible. I think as a down payment,
Yeah,
not
you're not
full up.
talking
Yeah.
about full off payment, but as a down payment.
Someone said Chua Ming Zhou, first $100,000 in safer instruments. Take more risks with the next 100,000. I don't know what safer instruments are.
fixed deposits.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
I
there
see,
you go.
I see.
There you go.
3.5%, yay.
yeah.
Yeah. Hisham says investing in Glenn's past pursuit or becoming president of radio. Do you understand what he's talking about?
No.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Hisham.
President
Thank you,
of
everyone,
radio.
for the ideas.
Thank you. Yeah. that's
What
cool.
will you do, Glenn, with the 100,000?
That's why I'm asking everybody.
Oh, you're getting ideas.
Like, I mean,
Play golf. Ben has your heart. It's like,
I don't know, man. I mean, I've been offered like partnerships in like businesses and all that, but I've never felt like it would be the right thing to do.
And if
know
you
what I
feel
mean?
that
So,
way, don't get
yeah,
involved.
yeah, yeah.
it has to. You
need
have
to
to be
feel-
at
That's
peace
true.
Yeah.
with the decision,
Yeah.
like zero doubts, right?
Yeah.
Of how it will do.
Yeah, maybe you can invest in a top-end set of clubs, golf clubs.
He
and,
already don't
He
please
don't
don't.
know top
He
end.
already has too many.
Adrian, he's got like
Yes, yes.
27 putters. Please
That
don't
is true.
give him the idea. Yeah.
I want to sell everything off and just have one set.
You know what you'd be good at? Picking like these high-end sneakers that make a ton load of money afterwards. Don't use them because you love your sneakers.
Yeah.
I
Just
do,
sit in
but,
front of the computer and like get a bot to.
but not,
Yeah,
but not passionate enough.
not passionate enough for the sneakers.
Yeah.
Somebody else put buy a Birkin. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, no, but
Yeah.
if you invest in a Birkin, it will make a lot
Yeah,
of money
it
later
will
on.
make money
but you
for you.
cannot use that Birkin.
Yeah.
You have to keep it safe.
And then if you don't keep it properly, it'll start to
yeah.
spoil.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to keep
You have
it
to
right.
keep it properly,
Yeah, you have
yeah.
to keep it properly.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I've seen some of these bags just disintegrate
Yes.
Yeah.
in the wrong temperature.
Yeah.
You know.
You have to have the correct
Absolutely.
environment for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you very much for all your
Contributions,
comments
yeah.
and ideas. Okay, so back to career agility. .org. We'll continue to talk to Adrian on the Big Show Big Show.
The Big Show. Now we're in
We
TV.
are on the Big Show TV now.
Correct.
Okay. Benny Blanco featuring BTS and Snoop Dogg. BTS is everywhere now.
Aren't they?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Bad decisions, by the way. I mean,
what?
yeah, that song was
Oh,
bad
that's
decisions.
I thought you said they made bad decisions.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, what?
No. The song
It sounded like
was bad decisions.
The way you connected that statement, it's just like,
No, I just wanted to say, I mean, BTS is everywhere, right? I mean, they're not together. We're playing their songs individually. I mean, Jungkook and all that. They're everywhere.
they are everywhere.
And
They are
I
taking
think
over
they
the
are a
world.
classic example of engineering their success.
Or having their success engineered for them. I
Yeah.
don't think
But
they were
it has been
key.
an engineered success.
For
and,
sure.
and did you hear about Blackpink?
No?
So they've all signed their contracts.
Oh, they've renewed
Yeah,
their
they've
contracts.
renewed
Okay,
again.
all of them. Okay,
All of them.
Because there was rumors that one of them was not going to renew,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
One of the
Lisa.
girls, Lisa.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she signed as well.
Smart girl. Yeah.
Smart.
So we're talking to Adrian Choo of Career Agility. If you want to be a part of the Career Success Workshop, here's another reason to sign up. The Flying Dutchman is a guest speaker at the event. It says,
I didn't know this.
Be enlightened by our guest speakers, the Flying Dutchman and Daniel Boy. You'll be
wow.
sharing your unique experiences and career advice. So there you go. FD, you're working on the 13th of January.
Let's put it in my diary now.
It is a full day event.
Daniel, by the way, wanted to come on the show because he's just released a book.
Yes.
Another book.
We adopted two.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
I was at the
adopted
launch,
two.
yeah.
But unfortunately, Joshua Simon already booked him already, so he's going to be in the evening instead. So the next time round when he releases his next book, maybe we'll have him, in the morning. So listen up for that interview, Daniel Boy with Joshua Simon. I'm not sure when, but Shalini, can we find out, and then maybe tomorrow we can tell everyone when they can catch Daniel Boy with
Yeah.
Joshua in the evening.
Yeah. And
Okay.
when you're speaking to him, tell him to hurry up and release one more book so we can have him on.
Okay, any last words before we let you go?
Well, Merry Christmas, everyone. Ho, ho, ho. And
We won't see you till 2024.
I know.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
right. So it's going to be a while. But even as the year comes to a close, and even as we are planning for 2024, I think we should also pause and think about the great things that have happened to us and be that in 2023, and things that we can be grateful for. Things that even the smallest blessings are still blessings nonetheless. So reflect upon the great things that happened this year and look forward to even better things that's going to happen in 2024, and enjoy the break, especially if you have time off with your family.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. And just an update, Daniel Boy will be on Joshua Simon's show on the 14th of December.
14th of
All
December.
right.
That's next week.
Next
That's
week.
next week.
Yes.
In the meantime, Adrian, remember to say hi to Santa for us, okay?
I will do
Please,
that.
yeah. Say
I'll
hello.
tell him you've been a good girl.
Oh, of course I have.
I've been a good boy
these
too.
guys, yeah. You
I've
got to
been
fight
good
for
too.
these guys.
Safe travels, Adrian.
Okay.
Have
Finland, huh?
Yeah, that's
Merry
right.
Christmas.
Okay,
Have
have a great
fun.
one, guys. Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye.
All right. Up next, Alicia Cara, this is Scars to Your Beautiful on Kiss 92.
She just wants to be beautiful.